Hi everyone, Dr. Bruno here. In this video, I want to show you how our SPAD posts are going to help us prepare for the final research proposal project in HSCI 310. If we start by looking at the left side of the screen, you can see that we have the research proposal project guidelines. The objective is to help students develop a research question and a corresponding research protocol, how you will execute the project. Students in the class are going to be required to update and refine their research questions, conduct a literature review, design a detailed research protocol, and provide a formal letter to the faculty member from their SPAD posts. Evidence of your completed trainings, as specified within the syllabus, should also be included in the final submission. So, to help you as we move through the course, I've come up with this submission checklist. And each one of these items within the submission checklist is married to a SPAD post that we'll be completing throughout the term. So not only are you going to be engaging in the SPAD posts as a discussion forum, but the products of those discussion forums will help you to provide tangible products that can be integrated and become part of your final research proposal. As an example, the first thing in the checklist states the students are to update and to provide a revised research question. Well, if we look at SPAD post number 1, you can see that you're not only asked to introduce yourself, but also to discuss and demonstrate your understanding of the course material by talking about something that you are interested in, right? So for example, you might be interested in examining the effects of a specific drug or a food on health outcomes in type 2 diabetics, right? And so the goal here in the SPAD post is that you're going to explain what it is that you are interested in, but you're not actually probably going to have a research question in a first go around. Instead, you'll receive evaluative feedback from a peer in the class that you can then use to refine and update that will then be submitted as checklist item number 1 in the final proposal for the project. Similarly, if we look at SPAD post number 2, we ask students to find a literature search in articles that are published within the last 5 years that are of nature of an original research investigation. We then provide you with prompts on what to write in your annotated bibliography, and you'll want to do this for approximately 3 to 4 articles for your literature review. As you can see here, checklist number 2 for the final submission talks about taking those articles that you've done annotations for and to summarize generally what you are finding from the literature in the SPAD post number 2. So where SPAD post number 2 provides you with an opportunity to conduct the literature search and to try learning about the annotated bibliography, the evaluative feedback you receive from a peer will help you refine and update and improve upon your literature review. And then as your checklist item, you're going to submit the revised version of the review, which highlights generally what the consensus says about your topic in the literature, what the gaps or the limitations are for you to conduct as part of your research project so that you can execute that project when enrolled in HSCI 450. Then, as we move forward in the class, you can see that for SPAD post number 3, you're asked to not only design an experiment, who the population of interest is, and how you're going to collect the data and how you're going to ensure ethicality with the project itself. So here you're designing a project to answer the research question, right? Now, importantly, this is something that we want you to do as SPAD post number 5, right? So this, although it's checklist item number 3, from a methodology perspective, it's actually SPAD post number 5, where you're asked to design the methodology to address your research question. So once again, information that you do as part of the work of the class for your SPAD post and the critical evaluation that you receive from your peer in the class will help you refine the post, and then you could submit the updated version for checklist item number 3 in the class. For item number 4, where you're drafting a letter to a faculty member, remember that we said that most faculty members are going to work with students in HSCI 450. So if you look at SPAD post number 3, you're asked to go on Forager 1, and the intent is to find a faculty member who is conducting research in the area that you have interest in learning more about. And we want you, at least for the SPAD post, to express why you're interested in that research and to draft a template for what your email message to that faculty member might look like. Importantly, when the SPAD post post is due, you're not expected to send the email to the professor or to the faculty member or to the researcher. Rather, you're just drafting the letter, receiving evaluative feedback from your peers, and then refining the letter so that when you submit this as part of your final proposal in the class, that information can then be sent to the researcher, to the mentor, to the faculty member at the end of the term. This is going to be done, again, when the final proposal project is finished, which happens during the final exams week. And then for checklist number 5, one of the last things to think about is you have different levels of completed trainings. So as part of your experience in the class, when we talk about things like human subjects protection, you're going to have to complete what's known as the Collaborative Institute Training Initiative. And some of you may already have this, but you're also asked to complete a volunteer interest form. So in order to work in anyone's research lab here at Drexel, you'll need to fill out a volunteer interest form, which expresses, at least to human resources, that you as a student are volunteering some of your time, how many hours per week, what's the nature of the work that you're going to be doing in the lab. And that needs to be submitted by the faculty member or the researcher to human resources. So that way it's understood that students at Drexel are not only taking classes, but they're also participating in the research enterprise. So as we said, you'll have these training certificates that will also complete as part of your course experience. When you have all 5 of your finalized, revised SPAD post components for the final project, we then want you to combine all of these documents into one single PDF that can then be submitted to Blackboard via the submission link. And that is self-explanatory in the appropriate section in Blackboard. If you have questions, feel free to let me know, and I'm glad to help in any and every way that I can. But lastly, when we talk about your submission instructions, we have to compile all of them in a single PDF document. Let's not do Word documents. It's a little hard to do in Word. Let's do PDF. And we want to make sure that the file is written as follows, right? So your last name, your first name, your research project. Make sure that you're proofreading this to make sure that there's no errors in it, and then provide any contact information if you're experiencing any. So I just wanted to quickly walk through this. I think that's pretty clear, but each of the SPAD posts, there are 5 of them in HSCI 310. The intent of each post is for you to draft and to get some experience with research, to receive some evaluation from a peer, to refine that, and then to compile that as part of your final experiential learning opportunity in HSCI 310. So I hope this video was helpful, and if there's any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm glad to help in any and every way that I can, and we'll see you all next time. Take care.